Hey, what's up guys, Anboni here, and recently I've been fiddling around with this experimental Shadow Priest spec for Arena, and I have to say that the experiment was almost a success. It's not bad. The main idea was to stop these counters to Shadow Priest, like Holy Paladin Elemental Boomkin or Holy Paladin Elemental Warlock, or a lot of comps that just stay behind the pillar and DPS you and just shot you down and you can't cast and they line of sight you. And the solution I found was Mind Flay. Fat Mind Flays. I tried the fat Mind Flays and fat they were. Mind Flays can be very fat. So this is the spec right here. So we're gonna play Twist of Fate, Mania, Mind Bomb, Void Ray for the fat Mind Flays, Sand Lane instead of Shadowy Insight, Misery, and then Shadow Crash for those big executes. And then in PvP talents we have Trinket, Mind Quickness, Fleeting Embrace, Edge of Insanity, Mind Trauma, yes indeed, and Void Shift because we want to stay alive. Now the way you play the spec is not exactly rocket science. It's a lot less stressful than playing the Void Form spec, where you gotta make sure you don't get kicked in Void Form, you gotta make sure they don't line of sight you in Void Form, you gotta make sure you can cast a lot and stay very offensive in Void Form so you can do a lot of damage. Well, with this spec, all that goes out the window. You're just chilling, you're sitting back, you're dotting everything, obviously, and that's about it. You look for the big fat Shadow Crashes with like a Mind Bomb into a Shadow Crash, into a Mind Blast, into a Shadow Where Death, and everything hits at the same time. Oh, it's just that. Boom! It's a ton of damage, and it's really nice. It's a juicy one-shot, especially with the Edge of Insanity, since you always have that 20% more damage. And that's all there is on the basic side. And then the only thing that you have to do extra is micromanaging your Mind Flay. Mind Trauma. That's it. Nailed it. Mind Traumas. You gotta micromanage your Mind Traumas. The way you do that is you just put you put a Mind Trauma on everyone. So you suck haste a little bit out of everyone. That way, if someone gets dispelled, you don't lose all of your stacks. But here's a pro tip against Holy Paladin teams: you only want to put Mind Trauma on the Holy Paladin and nobody else, because if you put it on anyone else, then the Paladin gets an AoE dispel on Mind Trauma, gets all of your Mind Traumas off, and that's really bad for you. Whereas if you put it on nothing but the Paladin, he will almost never dispel just himself, because then he doesn't get the AoE dispel on dots, and that means, yeah, he dispels the Mind Traumas, but you still have dots on everyone else. So it's kind of a trade-off for him there. And yeah, against Holy Paladins, only Mind Trauma the Holy Paladins, but against anything else, just Mind Trauma everyone, get a little bit of haste out of everyone, and it's really nice, it's really fun. Eventually Mind Flay will do a ton of damage, with all the mind traumas, with the Void Ray, with Edge of Insanity. Even your dots will tick super fast, and your utility buttons like Mind Control and Mass Dispel become a lot faster as well. And talking about Mind Control, it's another reason why I really like this spec, and I feel like it's actually pretty decent. Because defensively, you don't have to always, you can afford to go defensive every once in a while without losing a lot of damage in the long run. Like for instance, you can kite. Since you're playing Mania, you can kind of kite pretty well. You can also Mind Control a lot, because if you Mind Control in Void Form, you lose your Void Form. If you Mind Control with this spec, it's fine. You don't really lose much. So you can be a lot more helpful to your team. Also, you have that shorter cooldown Vampiric Embrace. And Vampiric Embrace is also healing you a little more because you have Sand Lane. Also, your Vampiric touches heal you a bit more because they do a lot more damage with Sand Lane, and because you have Edge of Insanity, even more damage from Vampiric touches. So defensive wise, I feel like this spec is actually really nice, but obviously you're still a Shadow Priest, you're still kind of squishy, and you're still gonna get one shot every once in a while. It's just how it is, okay? It's the nature of the game. I'm gonna try Mind Trauma in some more serious specs soon, because I feel like I'm just barely scratching the surface of the Mind Trauma potential. Mind Trauma is maybe not as bad as I thought. Obviously, it's kind of bad, so it's really annoying to play Mind Trauma with Void Form. It's horrible, but maybe there is more to Mind Trauma and Void Ray than meets the eye. And now I'm gonna leave you with some full games. I suggest you guys try the spec out. It's really interesting, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!
was one thing.